Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's Tuesday evening. It is 9 o'clock. Time to gather, have a live stream. But first, as always, a little music. Enjoy.
We are all the heirs to Scotland, as a nation proudly stand. We will march beneath her banners to protect our ancient land. In the glens and cities, there on every street are the living heroes no army will defeat. Let a flag mean freedom and not a battle drum. To the world we bid a welcome in 1,000 different ways. We will toast to long lost friendships as we build our better days. In the glens and cities, there on every street are the living heroes no army will defeat. Let our flag mean freedom and not a battle drum. We are all the heroes of Scotland. We're a nation hand in hand. We will march beneath her banners to protect our ancient land. In the glens and cities, there on every street are the living heroes no army will defeat. Let our flag mean freedom and not a battle drum.
Thank you, Triple. I forgot to put the mute button off, didn't I? I've seen that there are quite a lot of dog walkers, and they will join us shortly. I was I was listening to Toffee's stream this afternoon, which I found quite interesting. It's quite, well, for me, it's quite strange to hear him speak. Quietly. Speaking quietly and with consideration, of course. Tight Scotsman. The answer to your question, Treble M, is no, I have not. I have not. And of course, I'm not really in any great condition for going out myself and posting mine. But somehow I need to get it done. I get kept in the hospital, by the way. I went up for a consultation on Thursday and get kept in. They weren't happy with the results of the scan. They wanted it done again. Well, all I can say, Treble M, is it has not arrived. But there again, nobody else has arrived either. So, who knows? Who knows? It'll probably come in this week sometime. So yeah, it was interesting listening to Toffee. And of course, if you haven't listened to it, he was talking about something that I'm sure we will, if we have not already, experience. First class plus I put or an extra stamp on it. Well, you're right, of course, it should have arrived by now. But this time of the year, Treble M, don't get too upset about that. You know, it starts to go wonky. Okay. There's Sheila .2 by 2. Hello. Thank you for replying to my email. It was a treat. Oh, thank you. Well, as I say, if you haven't heard this file that Toffee has posted, he suddenly found himself on his way home needing to go into a store out of his normal way. And So he did that. I pick up various bits and bobs for the house. Nothing special. You might add. But once he got in the store, he suddenly found himself isolated, racially isolated, surrounded by other people. Which made him feel uneasy, especially when he found that they were sort of eyeballing him, not doing anything, not saying anything, just giving him a look, which made him feel uncomfortable. Now, you may have already experienced this yourself, and if you haven't experienced it, you will, I assure you, you will. And that's going to happen, not just to Toffee, but to all of us, more and more as time goes by. Treble M, Toffee, just look at them back straight. But if you follow these things, what you find is that nothing happens in way of physicality. Nothing happens until they are definitely in a majority. That's when the trouble starts to break out. I don't let them get away with it, says Treble M. Good for you. Toffee pack mentality. Yeah, of course. Of course. I have seen the scowling, says Sheila. What's going through their mind? Just Kate, good evening. Aye, that used to happen to me a lot in London. It's grim. Good evening, folks, says Kate. I remember when this forced mixing started out. And they would talk about how we would learn to get on with one another. Oh, James, good evenings. so nice to see you here, sir. Toffee. They don't tend to do it to me when there's only a couple of them. They're pretty cowardly in nature. Yeah, I agree. Yep. But when they outnumber you 20 to 1 in a shop, their attitude soon changes. That's essentially what I'm saying. They need overwhelming numbers. Again, I don't know how much attention anyone ever paid to those early TV shows. But you didn't need to be a brain box to work out how much of it was nothing but a lie. And all of it was a lie, of course. And how can I say that with such confidence? How could you say that with such confidence? Now, I'm not really a globetrotter. I've been fortunate enough to be in a few different countries, but I'm not a globetrotter as such. But how do I know this? Well, it's simple. They tell us, the Americans especially, tell us in all their movies, contemporary movies that is, because you've got places such as Chinatown, Little Italy, if various races could get on with each other without trouble, these ghettos, large as they are, wouldn't exist. That's the thing. From the very word go, the USA divided itself into various peoples. And no matter where people go, that's what they do. They divide themselves and separate. And all these people who sat on these TV talk shows and whittled on about mixing together were just liars in my book. Liars. It's a long established fact that human beings want to be beside their own kind. It's always been that way, and I don't see any signs of it changing. You get natural diversity amongst people. That's always been the case. No matter how small it goes. Talk about a village or in a family, you've got diversity. That's natural diversity. What you cannot get and never has been achieved is forced diversity. Agreed, Toffee. In a lot of cases, they're malicious liars who know what they're doing. Of course they know. And we know who. Kate, I used to get into arguments with the new Brits about their lack of manners. They don't like it when a woman stands up to them. Well, of course not, Kate. That's completely against their culture. And their culture, as it stands, will never change from outside. No amount of outside influences is ever going to change that culture. That culture means if it were ever to happen, it needs to happen from inside. And it needs to come from women. And the likelihood of that is quite remote, I would argue. And that's obviously just a touch of what you're talking about. The thing about it is, they've been like that for about 1,500 years. If that were ever to change, it'll take about another 1,500 years. And that's with concerted effort. But I told you this story, true as it is. Oh, Linda, how are you doing? England? Well, I had reason a number of years ago to go to Turkey. Now, I'm not talking about that strip of westernised Turkey that's used as a tourist trap. That's not what I'm talking about. I was in Turkey in the back of beyond, far from the madding crowd. Okay? And when I go anywhere, I expect I'm much the same as most of you. I like to prowl around and get a feel for the place. Which is what I did. And went into this shop. I was looking, to be honest, I was looking for a souvenir to buy Laura. Although Laura was with me, I wanted to buy her something. As a reminder. And while we were in the shop, I happened to notice there was a spiral stairway downward. So, of course, I followed the stairway down to the bottom level. And I was surprised to discover that the bottom level of this shop, which obviously you could not see from ground, was covered in sexy underwear. Which took me aback. So obviously there is a market for this underwear. But obviously only at home. But nevertheless, the market exists. Which tells me that there is, hey Gavin, this tells me that there is a huge level of hypocrisy at work. They want to see their women dressed in this sexy underwear, but at the same time, they want to pretend that they are virtuous and would not be involved in anything like this. Hypocrisy of the highest order. My gosh, it's getting windy out there. So, that tells me the men are hypocritical and the women are also hypocritical. Well, I know how you feel, Kate, because I feel the same. Well, I found it without any trouble, to be honest. Hello, Anglo. I didn't have any problem, to be honest. Kate saying, behind closed doors, the women tell me terrible stories about their own mums and grannies forcing them to marry old pairs when they were just wee girls. Yeah, that's part of their culture. Buying and selling essentially children. Sheila is saying, I had to tell a couple of their women how to behave in a charity shop. They were taking a liberty. I used to have to do that all the time with my mother. She'd pick something up and say, how much did I want for that? That's ridiculous. They get this for nothing, you know. Oh, I agree with Toffee. That's it in a nutshell. There's no more to be said, really, other than what's being said here. I don't care what little Mings do in their own countries. And I don't. I just don't want them anywhere near us. Yeah. Do what they like in their own countries. What are they doing in our parliament? You've got to ask yourself, Linda. I think there's enough problems in the world without importing them. And that's what we're doing. And well, it's not us that's doing it, but that's what's being forced on us. And we've got enough problems in Scotland that need to be sorted, properly sorted, I mean, not just lip service. drug problems in Scotland are just horrendous. Hello there, ether, ether elephant. Well, of course, Triple M, it's intended to be that. Yeah. Well, good evening, Steve. Linda, I thought they wanted asylum. Now, no one is safe. I get so angry when I see those women. I had to take my kid out of the local primary school in inner Melbourne because there was a hive of them. Yeah, that's going to happen more and more, Linda. It really is. I despair for the parents who have got children going through now. It must be a real worry. And I don't think I'm wrong when I say, when I look around, nobody, nobody seems to give a damn about this society falling apart. And I noticed the other thing that Toffee was saying, and he's not alone in this, of course. Uh, I think more people are coming to the conclusion that there isn't a political solution. That's it, Steve. It's falling apart. We can see it, people like us, but people are in denial. I noticed in my own extended family there are one or two who are reluctantly beginning to admit things are getting worse. How much damage can you do in 5 years? You can completely wipe out a civilization in five. I need to go and listen to it, Toffee. I'm still positive things. I'll start again. I'm still positive about things, though. I did a follow up video to it earlier today. It's always darkest before the dawn, as they say. Well, this is true. Oh, God, no. I watched a video earlier, says Steve, of some poor soul who set himself on fire in England and London. Oh, Lord, that's desperation for you. Oh, Treble M, the houses in my area are, on average, £3 million. The council own quite a number, quite a few, and are giving them to the sand people. Oh, of course. Who the hell else would they give them to except maybe the sand people and their camel? Well, that's right, Kate. We have to keep looking after ourselves and each other. Oh, I do tend to side with Toffee, though. I do. It's easy. It's so easy to despair, folks. But we have God on our side. That's what I hang on to. Well, I remember that as well, Sheila. It reached almost regular proportions. It was so bad. And as far as I can tell, yeah, I think it was Toffee. I think that's who it was. Now, I don't know, I cannot say for certain, but it seemed to me that the only people that are affected were people like us, you and I, obviously his own folk, and nobody else. It's just, and the other thing too, of course, is it's all out in the open. Nobody denies anything anymore. Just goes on. I didn't see that, Steve. My son Finlay and his mother were thrown out of their accommodation a week ago to make room for sand people. They were being put into a hotel room indefinitely. But thankfully, she's found a rental. I think that's where we're going to see the first resistance. Council, I think that's where we'll see it. Something's going to happen. Somebody's patience is going to break. And one of these councillors is going to find themselves staring up at the sky from a lamppost. That's where I think it'll start. Won't end there, of course, but I think that's where it'll start. Well, Treble M, that's exactly what they want you to do. Cry your eyes out. We can all do it. Might do us a world of good. Because the truth of the matter is, patience is not unlimited. Ether Elephant is saying, uh, live your own way. They can't stop you. Sorry, John. Steve, sorry, John. I was supposed to say a big hello to you from Dave's Waffle House. I like waffles, you know. It's such a long time, you see, that since the people of this country, oh, I see. Uh, I think the so-called powers that be are so confident that nothing will happen. They can ignore us. But people, all people, have limitations. Kate, as William would say, we do not bend and we do not break. We're still here, and the cross-eyed folk can't manage without us. And none of them can. Cross-eyed folk. So, for what it's worth, that's what I think. I think there is a breaking point that will be arrived at, but it'll come at, I think, the council level, because we have easier access to them. Steve, oh God, Steve. Oh, not at all, my friend. Not at all. I've got nothing arranged. Oh, well, I did one thing today. Ah, I actually, I actually wrote out my usual Christmas cards. Ah, I have bought uh, my son and my sister a gift. I bought it some time back. It's not exactly bought, it was put on the old credit card. I mean, I don't know. I don't know where Streaky make this. But so I bought them. He does this, of course, Steve. He takes time away. I think he goes on, and I'm not criticising. I think he goes on a bit of a bender every now and then. Uh, I think it's one of those things he needs to do. So I bought them tickets for this concert. So that's the one thing I've done. Streaky will be back when he's had his fill. I think we might need a volunteer for the movie review. Steve saying, I worry about Christmas on Christmas Eve like any other bloke. Yeah, you too. Ether, have a good Christmas. Hope everything goes well. No problems, no difficulties. And we'll see you when we see you. Is he really? Oh, God's sake, no. Yeah, it's my son picked Gremlins. It was his choice, so he picked Gremlins. Oh, I can't believe that. Well, I can't believe it, but I don't like it. What a way! What a way to spend Christmas! What a way to spend any time! Not like Christmas. You're joking. Just thanks for that toffee. I thought that idea is just beyond the pale. Well, I don't know where he's gone, Sheila. He will return. I am confident he will return. These northern Englanders don't get our humour, says Toffee. It's one of the things about humour. It's very difficult to tell when someone is being humorous, when everything is being written. It is believable, Steve. He talks about it himself, does Streaky. Linda, 4 years ago, we still all thought COVID was a glitch. Wow, what a time we have had since. Yeah. So anyway, so if anybody would like to volunteer, let me know, please. Because I haven't heard from Sensum, and he wasn't here last time. So as far as I know, there's only three of us. I think that's a good point, Treble. Have you heard this, Steve, that he's coming up for air? I haven't heard a word. I don't know. I've written several emails travelling to Eki and nothing. Absolutely nothing from him. He's never been this absent before, Eki. And certainly, Sensum's never been this absent before. It's all very unsettling, isn't it? The various bodies that appear to be missing at the moment. Well, this is very true, Toffee. Yeah. It's December. People do tend to have family commitments this time of year. And I know he has a grown family. Uh, and they do keep quite well in touch. Hasdak. I'm off over to Rumble. Okay. Have fun, Hasdak. Ludwig. Good evening. You reckon, Anglo? Too many curries and too much golf, eh? Uh, of course, a lot of the plans that I would normally make at this time of the year uh, are completely scuppered. And as far as Christmas is concerned, there'll be no usual Christmas dinner here in this house. Lorraine and her brother are staying at home, which leaves Samuel and I to celebrate just the two of us. So that's quite a change for this household. We always had Laura and her two for Christmas dinner many, many years now. Well, that's very good of you, Toffee. Very generous. I hope your party goes well and you have fun and it doesn't get totally out of hand. Sounds good. That sounds good. I'm sure they'll enjoy themselves. I'll bet you never thought you'd see the day, Toffee. Treble M, will you spend some time with Alison? Uh, it's a tricky one. Alison will probably spend time with me, to be more accurate. And remember, Treble M, we're expecting a baby to arrive soon, any day now. Gran Alice is going to be a granny very, very soon. So at the moment, she's not, the daughter is not even in the house. She's with the baby's dad in Glasgow. A Christmas baby toffee here. That's it. Layla is the name they've chosen. A girl, of course. So a lot of what happens in Alison's life is going to be dependent on when this little baby finally uh, decides to join us. So that's why I can't sort of be very definitive about Alison's plans. She'll show up at some point. I expect she'll show up with a baby in tow. That's just the way things are at the moment. A bit fluxy, you know. It's all very exciting. Yeah, I bet you're enjoying that heat, Steve, with that wood burner. I'll bet you are. And of course, at the moment, there is some rather confusion regarding the train service from Glasgow. Apparently, there's a big accident. Uh, and the train services are all disrupted. Oh, how that's going to play out, I don't know. Just the thought of that warms you up, does it not? Everybody seems to be busy. Well, as long as it's all positive, that's the main thing. As you can imagine, there is great anticipation for the baby. Uh, oh, that's exactly how I am, Treble Men. I don't have the energy. I really don't. I think there's been too much happening. And I'm exhausted. I think I think all I'm going to be doing, Treble M and folks, is I'm just going to have chicken. And I can make more than I need. And then I've got stuff that I can use. Sounds very cozy, Sheila. We spent Christmas with my friend who I grew up with, literally across the road from the family home I was born in, not far from where I live now. I don't have the energy levels anymore, Trembling. I just don't. It doesn't take much to knock me for 6 anymore. I was saying to my boy the other day about Christmas, and I said, we're not very well organised this year, are we? And he said, God bless him. But Dad, the most important thing is we've still got you. Bring a tear to your eye, that would, wouldn't it? He says things like that, without prompting. I'll do my best, of course. But it'll be a modest affair. It usually is, of course, a modest affair. He is that, Anglo. He is that. I'm blessed. Well, that's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. That's what matters, John. You matter to each other. Absolutely. I'd be lost without him. In fact, I couldn't manage without him. That's just the truth of it. I just couldn't manage. It's just like I'm saying, it's so easy. It's so easy for me for energy just to ooze away. Well, that's for sure, Treble M. That's for sure. It'll be a quiet affair. And believe it or not, this is going to break my heart. But I've got a large I've got to dispose of a large turkey. We held it over from last year. Oh, that's good, Linda. That helps a little. Oh, that was Samuel that chose gremlins. He chose gremlins. Well, since a since the cancer struck Treble M, I've I've been teaching him how to cook the meals that he likes to eat, so that when I'm dead, he'll be able to cook them for himself. or when I'm too ill to cook. He'll be able to do it. And he's coped all right, yeah. He's been a terrific nurse, I'll tell you that. I had to teach him. To be honest, I worry less about him than I once did. And my sister, Alison, ever since I took ill, comes over once a week, usually on a Sunday, and does the ironing for me. John, put your feet up and try out Samuel's Christmas dinner. You never know. You never know. That's good. Like that. What did you say, Steve? Says Linda. Are you sure you aren't a Nazi? Because apparently I could be one. Yeah, well, there's worse things to be called than that. That's for sure. Yeah. Well, folks, I think I'm going to bring the live stream to a quiet close. Well, I do my best, Steve, as you know. And it's good to bring people together who by and large get on with each other. This is all important days, folks. It may not seem it, but I think these days are special. At some point in the near future, look back on these days and see how special they really were. I think they are, Steve. Time spent with friends is always special. So I will say what I usually say. Adios, au revoir, cheerio. And for now, until Friday, same time, bye for now. And thank you all for being here. Appreciate that. And enjoy the music.
Silently the snow falls paints a winter scene, swiftly spreads the dark rim, hides the fading autumn green. Moonbeams brush the dark wood, conjure friendships dear to me. Lightly now the breeze flows, disturbing more than just the leaves. But life's much more than we can know. We are one small glow in the eternal flow. Patiently the love grows, lifts the weary heart. Gently now she holds me, melts two worlds once apart. Moonbeams brush the dark wood, usher dreams of you and me. Softly then the breeze blows, disturbing more than just the trees.
All together now.
But love's much more
So much more
than we can know.
than we can ever possibly.
We are one small glow
What an important flow.
in the eternal flow. Melodies of long ago, songs of innocence, harmonies to soothe the soul, past of consequence. Moonbeams brush the dark wood, awaken joys of you and me. Silently the snow falls, bringing winter symphony.
All together now.
But we're much more
So much more.
than we can know. We are one small glow
What an important
in the eternal flow. But life's much more than we can know. We are one small glow in the eternal flow.
So you all take care. And I'll see you all, God willing, on Friday, 9 o'clock. Until then, take care. Bye just now.